Hello everybody and welcome to another crafting video, and today we're going to be looking at the newest bead rabbit kit from Daiso. Now the last beading kit I did was in the same series and that was the elephant, and from the looks of it this does look like it will be quite similar, but there's only one way to find out. So to get started on this one we will need 100 centimeters of the string, one end red and one end blue. Once you got your string, add 4 white beads and then cross the red and the blue through the fourth one to give this sort of diamond shape. And then all you need to do is to pull it like this to make sure that this is in the center of the string. This is very important because it means that you won't run out of string at later stages. Now with the blue string on the top and the red string on the bottom, from here we're going to add 3 more white beads to the blue and cross the red through the third one. And that should give you this shape here. Now this is going to be the very center of the rabbit's head, so it's good to remember where it is. Now we should have the blue on the top and the red on the bottom here, and we're going to add 4 more white beads to the blue and cross the red through the fourth one added. From this point you need to take the blue string coming up here through this bead here, add 3 more white beads to the red and cross the blue through the third one. This time take the red string on the left here through this bead, add 3 more white beads to the blue string and cross the red through the third one. Then we just need to repeat the pattern twice more. Each time the inside string goes through this bead, the outside string gets 3 beads added, cross through the third, the inside string comes through this bead, add 3 to the outside and cross them through the third. If everything has gone well, you can see the first row is almost finished. All we need to do now is take the blue string on the inside here through this bead and this bead, add 2 more beads to the red string and cross them through the second one. Now hopefully at this point the head should be starting to take a sort of a dome shape, which is good because it's going to be eventually an entire sphere. And we should turn it so the red is coming out on the right and the blue is coming out on the left. To start the next row, we're going to add 3 white beads to the blue and cross the red through the third one. Next, take the blue string on the right here through this bead here, add 2 more white beads to the red and cross them through the second one. From here, all you need to do is repeat this pattern 9 more times, each time taking the inner string through one of the outer beads and the outer string adding 2 white beads to it and crossing them through the second one. So inner string goes through one of these, outer string gets 2 beads and you cross through the second, then you do the next one, next one, next one, until you come to the very last one here where the blue string on the inside now should be taken through this one and this one, add 1 white bead to the red and cross the blue through it. Now this next row follows the exact same pattern as the row we just made. The only difference is we need to remember to add the eyes to it. So with the blue string on the left here, add 1 white, 1 black and another white bead, and then cross the red string through the final white bead. Next take the blue string through this bead here, add 2 white beads to the red and cross them through the second one. Next, take the red string on the inside through the next bead here, add 2 more white beads to the blue and cross them through the second one again. And then for the second eye, take the blue string here through the outer bead there, add 1 black and 1 white bead to the red string and then cross the blue through the white one. And from this point you just need to repeat the pattern from earlier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more times. That's the inner string through this bead, add 2 white beads, cross through the second, then the inner string through this bead, add 2, cross, through this bead, add 2, cross, until you've come all the way back at the start with only 1 bead left on the outer ring, where the blue string on the inside will come through that one and up through this one, add 1 more white bead to the red and cross them through it like you did to finish the previous ring. Now this next row as well is very similar in pattern to the previous rows we just did. The only difference here, we need to be careful where we put the pink cheeks. So with the blue on the left and the red on the right, we're going to add 2 white beads to the blue with a third pink one, and then we're going to cross the red through the single pink bead. From this point, take the blue string on the inside here through the eye, add 2 white beads to the red string, and cross the blue through the second white one. From this point, take the red string on the right here through this bead here, add 2 more whites to the blue, and cross through the second one. Take the blue on the right now through the next bead here, add 2 whites to the red, and cross them again. And then finally, to do the second cheek, take the red string down through the second eye, add 1 white and 1 pink bead to the blue, and cross the red through the pink one. And just use the pattern from earlier to finish this row. The inner string goes through the bead here, add 2 to the outer string, cross them through the second one. The inner string goes through this bead, add 2, cross through the second. Continue, 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 until you come to the last one, where we'll take the blue string on the inside through this bead, add 1 to the red, and cross it through it. Now the final row is a little bit tricky, but all you need to do with the blue string on the left here, thread it through this bead here, add 3 white beads to it, and cross the red through the third one. Following this, take the blue through the next 2 beads along the bottom, add 2 more whites to the red, and cross the blue through the second one. Next, take the red through the next 2, add 2 to the blue, and cross through the second one again. This time, take the blue string through this bead and this bead, add 2 more to the red string, and cross them through the second one. Take the red through the next 2, add 2 to the blue, and cross them through the second one again. Now, before we do the last part of this row and make the hole too small, take the large bead here and put it inside. Take the blue string on the bottom here through this bead, and up through this bead, add 1 more bead to the red, and cross them through it. When you get to this stage, take the red string here on the right through this, and this, and then tie them together by here. Once the string's been tied 2 or 3 times together, just rethread the excess through a couple of extra beads and cut it short. And then the main base of the head is done. Next, we must do the nose. Now the nose is actually quite simple to do. Make sure you have that circular pattern on the bottom here, and all you do, take 30 centimeters of string, thread it through this bead here next to the eye, add 1 black bead, and then thread it through this bead here. From this point, take the left side down through this bead and across through this one, and the right side down through this bead and across through this one, and tie them together in between here. And once that's done, just rethread the excess through some of the other beads and cut it short to finish. Although seeing as this is the face, try to rethread it down because then it will be hidden in the body. And then to finish the head, all we need to do are the ears. And for this, we will need 2 pieces of 30 centimeter string. For the ears, first we need to identify the correct bead. Turn the head so it's facing down and find the central piece that we did. It should be the 7 beads there. Then come down 1 towards the eyes and take the first bead on the left of this one, and this time the first bead on the right. So we should have, this will be the left ear and this will be the right one. Then thread one of the 30 centimeter pieces of string. We're going to do the left one first, with the blue coming up and the red coming down. Add 1 white to each string and cross them through a pink bead. Do the same 1 more time, and on the 3rd time add 1 white to each side and cross them through a white bead. At this point we should have the blue on the left and the red on the right, and all we're going to do, take the blue down through this bead here, add a white bead, down through this one, add another white bead, and then down through this one, and the red string, down through this one, add a white bead, down through this one, add another white bead, down through this one, and then across back through the first one here, so both strings should be in this position. Once you've got both strings in the same position like this, you just need to tie them together, rethread them through a few beads, and cut them short. Now I will say the bead that they are connected to the head on is quite busy. It's got so many strings coming through. It was very difficult to get the final one back through, so I recommend using some of these just to pull it through the right one. Make sure they're quite fine. and that way they won't scratch the actual thing. But there you are, that's how you do the one ear. And then all you need to do is remember the bead that we're going to do it on, which is this diagonal bead here, and just do the second ear in exactly the same way. If everything's gone well, you should be left with a small bunny head just like this one. The ears are at a slight angle, but that is how it, well, tells you to do it, so that's okay. Yeah, this kit was very similar to the elephant. The head shape is exactly the same. Obviously, the color's different, and the nose is a lot easier on this one, but the ears are long rather than wide, and I think in terms of difficulty, no particularly discernible difference. The only thing that I will say is, yeah, get yourself a nice pair of needle tweezers or whatever you want to call these, because it makes it very helpful when you've got to do the very busy strings, very busy beads, sorry, like for the nose and the ears. But overall, yeah, not too bad. And I think the other issue I had with this one is the fact that the pink and the white and the yellow, which we'll be using later, are all very similarly coloured, and it's very difficult to tell them apart when separating them. So if you do decide to make this one, prepare for the time it takes to organise the beads at the beginning. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do try one of these yourself, good luck. I will put a link to part 2 at the end here, and if you enjoyed, please subscribe and like, and stay tuned for part 2.